What's happening? What's happening? Got the got the home team in the house. Got oh man, I can't read that name. Hold on, I gotta park before I total my shit trying to read. That look like that first name about good 4, 5 syllables. Hold on. Let me let me not mess up your name. Let's see, that's Tekken Tekken Gadgets. Tekken Gadgets. What's up? What's up, Dap? Dunlap. What's up, Low Key? I'm on my way to the gym, and damn, am I still on here? Am I still live? Somebody let me know if y'all can still see me. Okay, bet. Um, Cultivating confidence. First of all, why is confidence? Oh yeah, Alan, that's what's up. Right up to 75. You're a truck driver? Okay. Let's see. Where was I going? Why is confidence important? It's something I've already talked about, but I want to hit on it again because I mean we can never talk enough about confidence. Look, I'm in Dallas, Texas. If you've been watching the news, the national news, what's up, Amir? All right, Amazon. Okay. If you're in Dallas, Texas, you know, we had a lot of stuff go on. A shooting in Fort Worth, which is just down the highway. The whole trial thing with the Botham John, and we had the Trump rally came. We had a tornado come through here the other day. A lot of stuff going on. You have all types of the effects though are the greatest on us subconsciously, which we know. Um, I think if there was ever a time where it is a must to have confidence, whether you living in Dallas, Texas, or anywhere, I mean, because it's it's mayhem going on everywhere. If there ever was a time to have some confidence, it is now. It's not just a thing about some egoic expression of, look at me. That's boasting, and it dealing with arrogance. And a lot of times people who struggle with confidence misconstrue confidence with arrogance. Prime example is my grandmother. My grandmother used to always talk about how, God wants you to be humble and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And my mama would get so fighting mad because my grandmama would let people just run all over her. And, especially at church, run all over her on her job, and she would justify a lot of this about, the Bible saying you got to be humble. Well, see, unfortunately, first, I give my grandmother kudos for actually trying to do what she thought the Bible says to do, because most people who claim to be Christians don't abide by none of that they supposedly supposed to align themselves with to be a so-called Christian. Most of them are just straight up frauds. They just call themselves something to go around and tell everybody how evil and terrible they are so they can hide their own feces. So I at least give her credit for that. But the problem, though, is that misunderstanding of things can be just as dreadful as just completely being defiant. And so what I'm saying is a misunderstanding of what humility is leads somebody just to allow people to walk all over them, you know? And so when you take that type of mindset, you are dead in the water. Because let me tell you something. Confidence is your lifeline. If there ever was a time that confidence is your lifeline, it is now. You can't afford to be on the ropes about are you who you are. You cannot be in Bardo realm in the underworld when it comes to recognizing your worth, your value, your talents, your fucking greatness. And I'm sorry, I'm not ashamed and afraid to tell a motherfucker I'm great. I am. And if that rubs someone or people, then fuck it. Because if I don't recognize my greatness, I'm dead in the water. I'm no good to myself or the people I love and anybody else on the peripheral. I'm no good to anybody if I'm no good to myself. If I don't know that I am fucking great, what the fuck good am I to you? I don't want to deal with no people who are still kind of, the jury's out about on their greatness. I don't want to deal with that shit. We're talking about iron sharpening iron, and it is imperative right now. Let me tell you why it's imperative. Because confidence, I told you confide, it means to be with faith. But faith comes from the word pistis. Pistis is where it refers to the great mother, Sophia. But it also is the pistol, the penis, standing upright, erect. It is the feminine energy that goes into the vessel and makes it stand up. It is feminine energy that makes a penis erect. Not just looking at a woman, but it is actual feminine energy in the blood that is standing up. They call them collars and oljas and ganas, russas, tamas. You heard Bobby Hemmett talk about it. That's feminine energy standing up inside of a penis. So that Sophia, the feminine energy, pistis, is the pistol. Confidence. That's what it is. Knowing your roots, your origin. Your origin, that's why you need to know the origins of words, because it tells you who the mama is. When you know who your mama is, you can be more confident. That is truly knowing who you are. Let me tell you something. I'm about to go into the gym and work out, right? So I'm about to go in this gym and burn off something called fat. I came prepared to do a little mini lecture today. Fat. Fat, we're going to go real fast. Fat comes from the word lipid. The root of fat, of the word lipid, is lip. If you study language, the P, the B, and the V, PB, PBV. See, I got to say it carefully for you to not get them all mixed up. That's how you know they have kinship in language. A P is interchangeable with a B. A B is interchangeable with a V. Let me show you. I brought a couple of little trigger notes. Yeah. Let's do this. Let me show you some words right here. Let me show you all these words mean the same thing, okay? Let's see. Life, live, liver, Ito, liberation. Let's see. Oh, another one I didn't mention. I'll show you here in a minute. Lift. Then you got lip. Then you got three. Okay, that's enough. Look at all these words. Life, live, liver, libido, liberation, lift, lip. I'm trying to read my shit backwards. Lifry. Now, lifry, this is major right here. This is a major code, especially if you want to decode scripture and you want to know what they're talking about as far as like real, true. Well, we'll just leave it at that. Lifri means brethren, but it means on a deeper level of the same liver. So when you read the Bible and it's talking about something about anything about being brethren, my brethren, it means lifri. That's an ancient, well, not ancient, but it's an old Nordic word, lifri, Lifri. It means of the same liver. There used to be in ancient times or pre-Cartesian times, there used to be a ritual of when a person dies, they would take the liver out and they would examine the liver, because the liver connects with the desire body. And that's where we bring in fat. Fat is closely related to desire. Okay? Just think on the most mundane level. When you eat food, how much of your food intake is based on desire? I desired something sweet, so I got me some ice cream. I desired me something, salty. I got me some chips. Desire. And so desire representing fat, which is a lipid, lipid. Fat is also the main story when we talk about Prometheus. What did Prometheus steal from the gods? He stole fire, but the fire coincides with the fat, because the whole story is he took some fat and hid it in one animal. He put bones in the other. He so-called tricked Zeus. Zeus punished him by saying, I'm going to deny man fire. Okay? And so Prometheus stole the fire from Zeus, buried it into a fennel stalk, which is a penis, and then he gave it to man. Well, the man ejaculates something called semen, and semen is greatly composed of something called fat. Lipids, fat. So, I'm going to jump around here. It's just like drive-bys in my mind. Fat represents potential. When you see a fat person, you're looking at a person who has a lot of potential. That's what fat really means. That's why the first signs or the first representations of a woman we have is a fat, voluptuous woman. Woman carries fat around her nurturing areas, her breast, her hips, her thighs. A traditional woman is fat in those areas because they are needed for nurturing, because fat is where life is sustained. Now just think about this. If you sit and watch these videos, and if you're somebody who reads books or whatever, and you never exercise the knowledge that you get, it is the equivalent of eating shit and just getting fat. Think about this. Fat is stored energy, potential energy. And when you don't utilize it, it becomes death. Ain't it funny that the number one thing to sustain life can be the number one thing to discontinue life? Too much fat, which can then go and cause a fatty liver, which those are the same two things, liver and fat, because fat comes from lipid, liver, live, they come from the same family. Ain't it funny that consuming too much foods that with a lot of glucose that then rapidly converts to fat and eventually collects in the liver, builds up in the artery as plaque? Isn't it funny that the same thing that is needed for life can take it away? That is the creme de la creme of understanding the polarities in the Kabbalion and just the polarities in this dualistic reality we live in. The most greatest gift you got is your greatest albatross. Fat. Fat. Tell me that this shit ain't metaphysical. So let me back up. P, B, V, and F tie back to the same language family. Okay? Now, too much fat can also destroy your libido. A fatty liver and the adrenals consistently being revved up. Your adrenals sit on top of your kidneys and they produce adrenaline. Adrenaline related to poor food intake, mental stress that never gets flushed out through physical channels, can contribute to stressed adrenals. Stressed adrenals, fatty liver, those two work together to create erectile dysfunction. And the penis is the phallus that contains the fatty liquid, the semen. See? You're talking about one force that, if not balanced, which comes from the word Baal. Baal is the ancient Phoenician god. Turn Baal around. L and B, Baal. Consonants. B and L, Baal. Turn them around. L and B, lib again. Lib, fat. When you understand these basic keys and you pick up one of these so-called holy books, them shits jump out. There's a whole new story been hiding up under this stuff you never knew was there. You arguing about, is Jesus real? You arguing about if King James was gay. That shit don't matter. That book is a magical manuscript. Back though, I'm getting off my libido. Libido, lib. Your libido is affected by too much fat intake that ain't getting utilized. Now, once you take away an organism's ability to reproduce itself, meaning if a man cannot get to the position where he can give away the vital essence to reproduce himself, he's done. He's done. Once you take away an organism's ability to reproduce, it is done. That's the stairway to death. It's over. For sex magic to work, the man has to be able to stimulate the woman. The less fat that she sees, the more stimulated she's gonna be. I'm sorry. It's the truth. If she's stimulated more, she generates more of the natural juices, cholas, ojas, tamas, ganas, rusas. She generates the juices, which is the anointing, which is why you fucking anoint a candle before you do candle magic. You put oil on the motherfucker. You clip the damn little wax tip and you circumcise it and anoint it. Her juices anoint the phallus. The candle is used as a sacrifice. That's why you burn a candle. You burn an incense. It's a fucking sacrifice. When you put the penis into the vagina, you're sacrificing it, because she's going to get you eventually. Do you see what I'm saying? Does this shit make sense? But if you can't get to the point to do the work, it's dead in the water. So everything cycles back. Everything is full circle. There's no disconnect between nothing. If you'll agree that sex can be used through manifestation, then you got to fucking look at, well, what's the physiological things necessary for sex to be at its highest point? I can't be huffing and puffing and got weak ass glutes and weak ass lower back, weak ass arms, can't hold myself up and this and that. I mean, come on, man. All this shit's connected. So this is motivation. I didn't even get to the main damn point of the video. The main point of the video was how to cultivate. So we talked about the physical stuff. Okay, you need to be able to move fat around to to mobilize your potential energy, which is to make it kinetic. You have potential energy and you have kinetic. Kinetic means it's moving. You have to move so that you can move your own energy. You got to physically move yourself, you know. But on a more simple, even more simple level, here are two things vital to cultivating confidence. One is you got to have discipline. Two is you have to learn how to assess your own self. Self-assessment, just look at the word as and S. As comes from anus. Anus comes from John, Jen, it means first. First. S means essence. As S. Ment is mind. What is your original state of mind? That means you come to the planet with certain natural gifts and natural gifts and inclinations. We'll say that. If you study Kabbalah, that's called the sphere of Hesed. The fourth sphere is your bank account that you come into the world with. It's what you come into the world with. You gotta sit and be quiet enough to get to that shit. If you have dulled it and numbed it so much with this world, you gotta get away enough to find out what to do and assessment. The first essence of your mind, what is it? And see, when you do that, it don't matter about what any other motherfucker can do, how they look, how they whatever. I know, see, in bodybuilding, a true bodybuilding is about finding also what you can't, what you're not good at. That means, what were you not genetically blessed with? I was not genetically blessed with big calves. So my calves, for me, are way better than they used to be, because them mugs used to be smooth in the back. Now I can flex my calf and I can see a little something stick out. But you know how hard I had to work just to get my calves to that point? But it's not about me just working my arms now. My arms will blow up easy. But the goal of bodybuilding has always been your calves be the same size as your arms. So you don't have no little toothpicks, you know? So in assessing myself, I have to work on my calves more, because I already know what I was blessed with. You know, in my family, we got big arms. You know, we got when my body fat comes down, I have a pretty small waist to be my size. I got a small waist for my size. That's a natural gift I came into the world with. On the flip side, I got wide ass fucking hips. So what I gotta do? I gotta go in and train my shoulders and back more, so it compensates and it hides the natural structure of my hips. Now that sounds super mundane, but man, just think if a lot of people applied this to the way they live their life. There would be so far less conflicts and problems and this and that if, hey, somebody on here knows something about some bodybuilding, symmetry, that's right. There would be far less conflicts if we were all able to really just assess what our gifts are and honestly assess our weaknesses. You can always improve. Being able to know who you really are and make improvements on that builds confidence. Having discipline, number 2. Discipline. Hand. Discipline comes back to mean hand. What can I put my hands on? What can I control? Working out is a discipline for me. And this is just my first time being able to go this week, not because of being lazy or I just didn't feel motivated. It's just the way our work schedule is, and we share taking care of our kids, so you don't spend a mortgage to put them in daycare, which is a way to keep you in slavery. You know, they got this thing set up to where by the time you pay a mortgage and daycare, man, you around here eating beanie weenies. So we have to make it work. So this is the only reason this is my first day. But what I'm going to do is, when I get a chance, I'm going to the gym. And it's more than just a mundane action. You know, I understand how it affects things on every level. You know, you need a discipline. You need a discipline. You need a discipline. You need a discipline. And I'm not saying this is the only, I'm just highlighting this because I'm sitting in front of a fucking gym. That's not saying that this is, if you work out, he just trying to say you need to be, that shit don't, that's not what I'm saying. Because there's some, you always gonna have some motherfucker that's retarded. I'm using this as an example. You're dead in the water if you can't build no confidence. When you got a disciplined habit you follow on a regular basis, it naturally builds confidence, because you will start to notice how many motherfuckers can't stick to nothing. I automatically feel superior to the average person because I know they can't control what the fuck they eat. I can get fat. That's not saying I'm not perfect. I have gotten fat. I've battled weight all my life. But I'm proud of the fact that, first, I'm thankful that my health is maintained where you can do things to get yourself back right. But I'm also thankful that I was born with the guts, and I went through certain things like playing football. People talk shit about playing sports, when they think they're conscious, and it's mostly from people who weren't athletic. Most times people talk shit about things that they couldn't do. Because if you ever were an athlete and you get into some level of consciousness, you're going to know that shit wasn't for nothing. You build discipline when you're an athlete, a real athlete, or you're not a chump who's out there, just out there to have a uniform. If you actually had to go through 2-a-days, or you had to play through pain, or you had to play through cold, rainy weather and mud and all that, it builds discipline. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And only assholes who say shit like that is soft, piggly wiggly motherfuckers who never could play no sports. So it's easy to talk shit about it. No, that shit does do something for you. Discipline. Discipline is priceless. It's priceless. And then on the flip side, just on a purely physical level, when you're disciplined with something with your physical life, when you go to have sex, this is especially talking to men and women too, because everybody's sex drive goes up. When you exercise on a regular basis, your sex drive, if you somebody who ain't never really done it and you start exercising on a regular basis, your sex drive is going to increase. That's more passion. That is more desire. Like I said, everything has its polarities. Desire can be your greatest downfall, and it can be your greatest tool of manifestation when it's utilized properly. There's a difference between desiring just any woman you want and desiring your woman who you connect with, because she is where you can work magic. Because you trust her. You know her. You'll take a shit with the door open. You ain't got to worry. You'll fart around her. You're comfortable. You can be vulnerable. So if you can get her more turned on and she can get you more turned on, you fucking make magic. I'm not telling you about what I read about. I'm telling you about what the fuck I know. This is a public service announcement. You're welcome. You're fucking welcome. I done sat here for 30 minutes. You've got to move in order to move. If you want to change something in your life, you want to manifest, prepare the vessel. There is a song of church called Lord Prepare Me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. And with thanksgiving, I'll be a live, L-I-V, L-I-B, L-I-P, L-I-F, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. That shit is a magical invocation. If you put the Christianity down and listen to the motherfucking words, that is the opening to a fucking ritual. Lord, prepare me. Well, you know who the Lord is. Potential, it's the all in all. Prepare me to be a sanctuary, a vessel to receive Kabbalah, pure and holy. Clean it out so it can be clean. Was you cooking a dirty ass dish? Prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. In Kabbalah, truth, the spiritual plane, which is the highest supernals, represents truth. Pure and holy, tried and true. And with thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Hey, Brother Jamal, that's all I got for you. Stay down till you get up. When you get up, stay down. Get up and move. Don't listen to how I say what I say. Listen to what I say so you won't be offended. Fuck how I say it. Listen to what I'm saying. Does it sound sincere? Does it feel sincere? Do you actually think that this shit could be productive and helpful for you? If so, then that's what the fuck it is. All right? Peace.